Beauty Diaries.
Pem pem, ijelebe. Pem pem, ijelebe. Pem pem, ijelebe.
Jason on the
I slap police for your case. I go to war for your case. I go to court for your case. I climb the bridge for your case. Enter water for your case. I punch the judge for your case. Anything you want, baby, that's for you, baby. For your case, you.
Oh my goodness. Dance is truly an art. It is life. It helps you move. It makes you happy. Dance does a lot of things. Last episode, we brought you a fitness coach. In continuation, we're talking about fitness on the program today. Welcome to Beauty Diaries. My name is Namuri Ejengoya. Okay, I'm running out of breath, but hey, I'm fine because I need to dance some more. Well, join us if you can and get to know the woman behind KRUMP Studios. Welcome. Let's dance.
I go report all of them. I go shoot for your case. I go slap baby for your case. I go call MC Oluwama. I go report all of them. So tell me, what the hell are you waiting for? If not to the window, we go chop. If not to suck it, we go suck.
Beauty Diaries.
As a theater artist, dance was one of my courses, and I was one of the best dancers in class. But along the line, you find out that you need to dance to keep fit, and that's what we're talking about in Beauty Diaries with Namure today. With me on the program is JEMIMA ANGULU. JEMIMA is a dance fitness instructor, and we've come to know more about healthy living and, of course, fitness as it relates to what we've been talking about since we started the program this year. So welcome with me, JEMIMA ANGULU. JEMIMA, thank you so much for having us in your studio.
Thank you for coming.
And I enjoyed the warm-up exercises earlier. Now I know I still have it in me. Anyway, I dance anyway.
No, I think you did a good job, don't worry.
Yes, reminds me of theater days. Rehearsals.
Every time.
To perfect it. And you don't want to be the odd one out when the presentation is on.
Yes. It takes a lot of hours and, well, that's the job.
Now, KRUMP, the dance studio.
Yes.
Let's know more about JEMIMA ANGULU first.
Okay.
How did it all start?
Dancing started with me since I was a child. I always loved to dance, and I grew up with a mother that also encouraged me to dance. She'll play all those Pasuma Wonder and,
used to do that
you know, Fuji Cabbage and make us dance. And it just grew. I also had friends, and from one stage to the other, from primary school I had a group, secondary school I had a group, the university I had a group, and it just progressed, and we're here, I have a studio. I did study land surveying and concentrated in geoinformatics. Okay, so did you do any course in fitness, any program? Yes. Over the years, I did quite a lot, actually. I did many short courses in fitness. I ended up being a Zumba certified instructor. Then I created my own program, KRUMP Fitness. And then I also studied dance intensely, and I'm still a student of dance. I think that it comes with the job that you always have to study, and I do partnership fitness courses as I go.
Okay.
Yes.
I realize that most people love aerobics when it comes to fitness.
Yes.
And of course, dance, moving the body. Even sometimes when you can't go to the gym, you just play music in the house and you're dancing. Now, dance as fitness, what would you say or expatiate on it?
Well, dance, as I would say, not just because I'm biased to dance, is like, it's something that was given to us from birth. And fitness is something that is more effective when you enjoy. Now, the beautiful thing about dance is that you can recreate it in any way you want. You can dance to any kind of music, what you love, and you can create movements that can target different parts of the body. So combining the principles of fitness and dance is such a good way to remain consistent, because you can make sure you love it and yet achieve your goals. So for me, dance fitness is another good thing is that you have your body, and which is your primary instrument for dance fitness. And so it's easier, it's more fun, it can be targeted, and it cuts across every kind of person. Even I work with people that don't have legs sometimes, they have hands, they can dance. And so dance can be modified in various forms, and that's one of the good things that dance fitness provides. Yes.
Okay.
Wave after wave, wave after wave, slowly drifting, and it feels like a drowning, pulling against the stream.
Okay, now let's talk about dance as an art. We were rehearsing earlier, and I know some things, but hey, somebody out there may be wondering what we're doing.
Yeah.
Now tell me the different styles
Okay.
in trying to create a story or tell a story.
Okay. There are various forms of dance. I usually say that the types of dance as many as the languages. But in context, we have contemporary dances, which can be a mixture of various dance styles, which is what we were doing. Yes.
The leg walk,
Yes.
what's this one?
Shaku
Shaku
shaku,
shaku
we did the
and
guara guara.
guara,
Yes. And so what we did there was we infused African movements, Nigerian contemporary movements, and used it in a contemporary context. But there's hip hop, there's salsa, there's jive, there's cultural dances like the bata,
Yes.
atilogu. And the beautiful thing, like we said earlier, is that you can infuse these things when you are working out. Yes, and so, I mean, there's so many you can use.
You said something just now about the salsa.
Yes.
There was a time, I'm sure it's still on, where everybody was so into salsa.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, I think that was the time I got involved with KRUMP Studio, getting to know more about you. Wearing those shoes and dancing salsa and working out as well.
Yeah. Salsa is a great way to work out, and the beautiful thing about salsa, because it's a social dance and it's a couple dance, you get to dance with someone, and it helps with your social skills, your communication skills, your body language, and then it's just a great way to meet and connect with people. Yes, and then of course with the intensity, it works all over your body.
That's good. That's interesting. Now, let's talk more about presentation.
Yeah.
I recall when I was in school and we used to dance, they used to call us Department of Jumpology instead of Department of Theatre Arts. Because at that time, the theatre artist wasn't, you know, well accepted in the society.
Yeah.
Some people thought reading theatre arts was, you know, a waste of time. But now, everybody wants to act, dance, do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even after being a doctor or a lawyer,
Or a surveyor.
you know, you all come back to want to dance.
Yeah.
And those days when we go out for presentations, you know, people just think we're just one cultural troupe somewhere. But the acceptance now is so awesome, and the business of it. So let's talk about the business of dance.
The business of dance. I think for me, this is the way I see it. Once you're able to add value, you can exchange money for it. It doesn't matter what you do. So being able to add value to dance for me is making sure that it's a tool for change, it's a tool to help people, and then you can quantify it. So for me, quantifying it also makes it like it could be in a show that people could come and watch. As long as your skill is good, your story can connect, then people will love it. And if they can get entertained, then they can love it. If it's for fitness, make sure you know your audience. Make sure that you give them the results they want, and then people will pay for it. There are other forms of dancing too. There's dance for therapy. There's also dance for communication, to tell a story, not just for entertainment, but there are people that may not understand your language, but they can connect with the story. And you know, sometimes they say if you can dance with someone, you can connect with the person on different levels. So dance is used as a tool. We teach and mentor young dancers, people that want to go into the career of fitness as well. But we also try and quantify it and make sure that we give value for money. And so people are ready to pay for value, and we'll give them that.
Interesting. Now we're getting to know more about the business of dance. We'll be back after this break. Please stay tuned.
Pinky Dairies.
You're welcome back. We're still talking about dance fitness and other issues related to dance with Jemima ANGULU. Now, Jemima, is it every dance step or every dance movement that will make me lose weight?
No, I wouldn't say every dance movement. I would say every dance style can be used for dance fitness, but for dance fitness, it's more about the targeted movements. Choreography is supposed to target areas and maximize it, you know, so the difference between just regular dancing and dance fitness will be the target and the knowledge about the movement. What is it doing on your body? You know, and that way you can intensify and use it to lose weight and keep fit.
How do you create your dance steps? I know you do the counting when you're talking about choreography now. How do you create dance steps? Aside, you know, some that are in vogue in the contemporary world, how do you create dance steps?
Personally, I improvise. I see it like a mold. I see it like, you know, a clay pot being made. And, you know, even if I know I want to make a pot, I may be able to make different shapes with it. So I keep trying out things. I mold them. I feel how they are on the body, using my knowledge of fitness and body as well. I try them in different ways until I'm comfortable with them. These movements or phrases, as I call them, dance phrases, they will now connect to story, they will now connect to words, they will now connect to rhythm, and then they can look differently. And so that's how I create. I like to improvise first.
I once had an encounter with a friend who didn't want to dance because of her knees.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the gears you wear when you're doing dance. Is it the same as when you're going to the gym? How do you watch out for some steps you should not take? And how do you communicate with your body to know that, okay, I've gotten to my limit, I need to slow down?
Okay, those are about 4 questions. So I'm gonna answer them one by one. First of all, proper dance gear is always advised. Why? You want footwear that is comfortable and will give you a bounce. You want to also feel comfortable in your wear. There are people that feel more comfortable in something tight, and there are some people that feel comfortable in something loose. You want to make sure. And then you want to wear something you can that they can dry off easily, because sometimes you would be sweating, and so you don't want to go all drained sometimes. And so all that is important. Then, of course, there are things like knee pads that help with and cushion the weight for those that need that support. And then there are people that, you know, also people have things like arthritis. Once you're able to put knee pads, there are two different kinds of knee pads. The one for when you want to reduce the impact, but there are some that actually tighten and make sure that the movements there are restricted. It's very important. It will help with those kind of issues. So another thing to take note of is when you're dancing, there are little things that affect the knee, e.g. flat impacts. That's even why the shoes are usually made to cushion. But in addition to that, things like jumps are not done flat-footed. It's important that you jump toe ball heel. And those are the little things that instructors need to, you know, talk to their clients or their students or their, you know, people they work with. And that's why the knowledge of fitness is actually there. So it's not just about doing things, but choreographing your movements and communicating them to people you work with so that they can do it correctly. Even the way you bend your knees when you're doing things that are squats and movements, they're totally different. So that is the job of the instructor. It's not just to really just lead you in the dance, but to chip in these things, explain them to you as you're going on, watch out for those mistakes, and then you'll be safer. Then of course, listening to your body. There are different levels, especially in group classes. I always say, come, have fun, but take it at your pace until your endurance level increases. So the important thing to note is that everybody is at a different fitness level. And so you would know. The truth is that if you listen to your body, and that's one thing dance also teaches you, to connect, you know? And so you have to be, things like that will teach you to be self-aware, especially when you have good instructors. They can teach you to know, okay, this is too much for me. We tell our instructors that when you teach and you're leading a class, it's important to study faces. So there's a difference between it's just too much for me and I'm really about to collapse here. You know, sometimes we need to read that for you, and sometimes you need to be able to tell your body, because there are people that come 3 hours, they're dancing, and it's nothing to them, but that's because they've grown over 3 months, 6 months to 1 year of physical fitness. And so if you're panting at a particular level and you're feeling dizzy, or you know it's too much for you, don't even allow it to get there. Stop. The next day, come back. Then you get better. And then you find out that it gets less, and then it goes. So with time, your body would adjust, but you need to always watch out for the signs and stay hydrated.
Okay, stay hydrated. Get some water. We'll be right back after this break.
Beauty Diaries. Beauty Diaries.
Yeah, welcome back. Now we'll be talking about the older ones. How can they be part of dance? We still see some of our mothers and fathers in parties, you know, dancing, digging it out. So what would you advise an elderly person that thinks, oh no, I can't move my body, I'm too old, you know, to keep fit, or dance to keep fit?
Well, like I said when we started, dance is for everyone. So age is not a problem, but intensity can be watched. So for people that are older, if you've been exercising through your life span, then it might not be so difficult. Your intensity might be higher. But if you're just starting and you're 50, 55, 60, 70, then you would need to start with a very low intense workout. You can go for beginner salsa. You can, you want to even make it more meaningful than just going to do aerobics. And if you're doing an aerobics class, then it should be as a medium intensity. You won't just
heart rate.
Yes, because your body, first of all, the older you go, your metabolism slows down. So the older you are, you can't just go and just jumpstart it with something high. You have to go and take your time. But eventually your body also acclimatizes, and then you'll be fine. You have, I mean, that's the year, I would say, if you're in your 60s, 70s, then that's the year to have fun with dance.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, we said earlier, and I just want to, reiterate and for you to expatiate. The younger ones now have been accepted. We see a lot of dance presentations, musical videos, and it's big business, like we said earlier. So, for you, as the owner of a dance studio, what has it been like for you? What's the perception of how the young ones have been accepted now when it comes to the new musical videos and
to be honest with you, I have a slightly different point of view.
Okay.
I think dance is more accepted now, but I don't think it's accepted properly. Because people enjoy it, but they don't understand the value of it. I don't think dancers are appreciated or their techniques are being known. So coming from the question you just asked me, as the owner of a dance studio, one of the things that I prioritize is educating our audience. Because, for instance, a dancer in the music video, you'd be surprised. It's fantastic. The video goes viral, but the dancer is just paid 10K or 15K after dancing for 5 days. And so I wouldn't connect it to growth. I'll connect it to visibility, and which is a good thing. But so our role now is really to educate the audience. Most of the time, dancers spend 4 to 6 hours training daily, and that's minimum. And then they have to be able to coordinate and choreograph, which is a different thing from just dancing. And so the balance is still, on its way up. But we do appreciate the fact that people are beginning to recognize how powerful dance is. I mean, there are viral videos now only just because of the dance. And so we need to match it with the value. And dance really is such a powerful tool that, if well harnessed, not just the music videos, can mean much more and do much more.
Now, I want to be a professional dancer. I'm watching you right now. I can dance. Maybe I don't know about the intrigues or whatever the professional angle of dancing. So what do I do?
Well, the first thing I would say, either get a mentor and then go for training, but you can't avoid training. Dance is something, it's like your body is your tool, and you have to keep working on that body and be ready. And so I would say get a mentor, find a good place to train, and then you can be exposed to dance on different levels. But as you train, exposure on a platform is important. So make sure you're constantly also putting yourself in that position. And then there are dance schools coming up in places now. Good ones are coming up. So find a good school to connect with.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for being part of the program.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you so much. I've really learned a lot today.
Yay.
And I'm sure you've learned a lot too. Now, dance makes you happy. Dance changes your mood. Just put on a bit of music and you'll know how you feel later. It's also a way to distress yourself. So wherever you are, no matter what you do, dance is for everybody. I'm sure you've learned a lot today on the program. If you want to continue with the program, please follow us on our social media platforms. We'll be ready to answer your questions and, of course, continue with the topic of dancing. Dance as fitness, dance in the society, and in the world. My name is Namore Ejemioya. See you same time next week. Remember, remain beautiful inside and out.